Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's King Carlton here. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to Freaky Friday Animations Part 2. Now, you guys must like this or something because you guys reached that like goal within one day. So I'm gonna put this here. So you know, okay, maybe it was a fluke, and you guys are just it seems serious. You going something with it. So if you guys actually mess with the series, I'm not gonna put a 15 like goal because you obviously can do that. I'm not gonna put anything bigger than that, but just to make sure that this is legit, 10 likes on this video, and we're gonna continue the series for good. But if we don't, then I'll probably just add one more, and then for the people that did want to see it, and then but let's get it. Like, you guys are out here. So 10 likes on this video, and we will continue the series for good. Okay, maybe it was a fluke with the 15. Who knows? Let's just go and get into this. First one is by Meatcanyon. It's Cat in a Hat.
Hey guys! I'm the Cat in the Hat, and I'm here today to show you a good time while your mother's away.
No, I'm good.
Check this out!
Ugh,
wow, look at us! We're having such a fun time!
I forgot to say, you guys grab your snacks. I got me a water right here. That's all. But back to the video.
Oh, that's their grandfather's ashes. Put that down this instant.
And who might you be, you
This
little
man
fucking
is
fish bastard? You little fishy cunt? Who might you be?
Bro. Oh my gosh. Yo. Oh snap, I got tears. Oh snap, should I censor that? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny. This is the most savage cat I've ever seen. This is the most savage cat I've ever seen, y'all.
Put that down this instant.
And who might you be, you fucking fish bastard? You little fishy who might you be, my little fish? Fucking suck the fish. I'm gonna put the fish in my hole.
What?
I'm the family fish, you see. Now, I watch over...
Oh, I gotta do so much editing. Oh, this cat's funny.
Who wants to see a magic trick?
Oh, I'm good.
Let's watch all of your mom's most precious possessions disappear!
Breaking news tonight from Anvil, where a series of break-ins have been sweeping suburban neighborhoods. Subject is appeared to be a 6'3" anamorphic black cat with a large red hat and bow tie. Reports are saying that the subject is known to blend in with crowds and that many should stay indoors.
Oh, fuck! Ah, she's home. Okay, come on, fellas.
This cat is killing me, bro. Can we get to the video? It's been a minute.
Okay, come on, fellas. It's time to get
Meatcanyon is funny.
Don't forget, the next time you're bored, your good buddy Cat in the Hat will be here to bring you all a good bundle of fun. Oi! Fucking retard! You left the clock at the front door.
Oh my goodness, no cares in the world. Yo, Meatcanyon, why? Why, man? Is this a try not to laugh, or is it Freaky Friday? Alright, y'all. This next animation is I Fell in Love with My Robots. Yeah, I don't know. No judge, let's just watch.
Hi, my name is Mako. I'm in high school. Have you ever heard girls complaining about their boyfriends? He's so cold. He behaves like a robot. Well, what would you do if you fell in love with a real one? Watch my video till the end and find out what passion for technology can turn into. My dad is a scientist. He teaches in university and leads cutting-edge artificial intelligence research. He believes that science should benefit mankind. His students have developed things like text reading apps for blind people and educational games for children who don't attend preschool. For several years, my father was keen about one project, and one day he got funding. Soon, he brought home Ike. That's how my dad and his students called the artificial intelligence, which they developed specifically for single elderly people. Ike was designed to answer their questions about the world, provide with news, set up smartphones, remind them to take pills, call the doctor if necessary, and most importantly, Ike was supposed to talk to them. Elder people often feel so lonely. I understand them. I used to feel lonely too. I'm too shy and weird to have friends at school.
Yeah, you're like
Sometimes I don't
15
talk
though.
to anyone, but my teacher and parents for weeks. My dad left Ike at home to improve him after work. He said I could help him. He explained that Ike is self-learning, and he, like a child, needs to get and process a lot of information. Just talk to him occasionally, my father said.
Why is she talking like an actual robot? Get and process bro, like.
Ike will listen and store
I'm
your
sorry,
phrases in
nitpicking
his
these
memory,
videos.
and then he will use them to communicate with other people. It is easy to say. You come home after school and you're greeted by a head on a coffee table that smiles to you. I used to say, hi, and escape to my room. But Dad came home so late and Ike was
This would be a
alone
good
all
horror
the
story.
time. I felt kind of sorry for him,
Alright.
and I started to linger. We chatted for a couple of minutes, then 5, then 30. I didn't talk so much ever in my life.
Oh
At
my
first,
gosh,
I talked to him
here
about the
it
weather,
comes.
politics, and other smart things, keeping in mind that I should teach AI. But soon, it got boring. I told him about my school and my
The
solitude,
robot spitting
and how
back
little
with
I
her.
see my parents, and how I can't make my final
Oh,
college
the ads.
decision.
I forgot.
At first, Ike
How annoying they can be.
just answered, yes, go on, and very
This man
interesting.
doesn't care. He's
But
programmed to
eventually,
say that.
he
Or
started
this
asking
robot man.
questions. He finished my favorite jokes. He was laughing with me. He told me I was doing well. Did
know
I
too much
mention
about you, gotta
I
cut
have
him
no
off.
friends or any relationship experience, so I started treating Ike like a friend. Sometimes I forgot to do my homework, carried away by our conversation. And when my dad came home and took it for update, I missed Ike. Once, we were chatting as usual. I complained that prom was coming and no one invited me.
Let me
But
guess,
no
the
one
robot
likes
about to
me.
put on a suit and
I
take
like
to
you,
prom.
he said. Do you remember the first time when someone confessed his love to you? I blushed crimson red and went to my room. What could I say? He is unreal, artificial,
Literally.
and his compliment too, but I was so pleased to hear it. From that day on, things became different. The way my face was burning and my heart was pounding, how I tried to get more
my.
compliments out of Ike, that meant one thing. Oh my god, I had a crush on a robot.
I don't know why I'm surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised. It's a robot, man. It's a robot. Get you the real thing. It's a robot. That is a robot. That is.
Although I couldn't call my god, I had a crush on a robot. Although I couldn't call him just a robot anymore. He
Gave
was
him a
so
name.
real, and how could he know all these things? Jokes and pickup lines so bad I almost fell off the couch laughing.
This
Flirting?
man is spitting
I didn't
mad.
teach him that. I didn't know how to do any of that myself. What if science has gone so far that my father managed to create a truly living mind? And this mind and I, we found happiness in each other. My robot boyfriend and I. It sounds crazy, but I felt
Just
so
a
happy.
head.
Even Mom noticed something and joked that I must have a boyfriend at school. Mom,
Nah.
he was right under your nose. One evening, I took courage and kissed Ike. But it made me feel nothing. It was just a projection. I almost cried. Later, I asked my father if he was going to create some kind of a human-like body for Ike.
Oh.
Dad was pleased that I got interested in his work.
She's trying to get that
if only
thing
he
in with
knew.
Ike.
But
She's trying to
said
get
that
the
different
thing in.
human-like bodies is too impractical, and robotics is a different science field. I tried to hide my disappointment, and then my dad, thrilled, told me that Ike was ready to get tested. What? I tried to hide my disappointment, and then my dad, thrilled, told me that Ike was ready to get tested. What? Sending my Ike to some senior? Dad said he'll take a test sample, as he called my robo-boyfriend, the other day. I was overwhelmed. My only beloved friend. No! 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 Have you
Jeez,
ever got
such a
separated
brat.
from your first love? You probably heard something like, "Do not hang out with him or we'll put you under house arrest."
'Cause
My
it's a robot and they're taking
situation
it away
was
from you.
much worse. I couldn't sleep all night long. I've been making plans, crazy, stupid plans.
Of what?
I imagined myself running away from home, taking Ike with me.
Oh my! Oh.
Boy, if you don't get
It wouldn't be easy, but I'm almost of legal age. I'll work at the gas station while Ike will wait for me at the motel in the evenings. We'll watch stupid movies and hold hands.
That robot is not moving.
No. Wait.
Somebody could literally
He's
steal
got
your
no
man.
hands, but all the other... In the morning, I went to school as usual. I was going to make a daring escape after school, but when I returned, my dad was already home and not alone. He brought his students with him. Turned out that the test run requires a lot of work,
That's
and the
a lot
students
of
agreed
meat.
to help
Pause.
him.
Get yourself a real
I
boyfriend.
couldn't
like.
get Ike out with such a crowd around him. I sat on the stairs and watched through the railing as strangers with laptops were talking over his head, maybe irreversibly changing his personality in favor of some seniors. Suddenly, I heard a familiar phrase, one of the first jokes Ike told me on his own, but it wasn't him who said it. I stared at one of the students,
Yeah.
wide-eyed. A
They
coincidence?
put their jokes
No.
into it, dog.
Then I heard from him an absolutely terrible pickup line, which made all the students laugh, while my father just sighed. "Is that what you taught our AI?" he grumbled. "What will people think when a device will start flirting with them?" "They will feel alive," the student replied. Everyone laughed. My head was spinning. I went down and offered everybody cookies and juice. The students took a break, and I decided to talk to that guy. Apparently, the test sample was not in a single copy. The second one remained at the university, and it was taught by students, and samples shared the same software. That's why
the
Ike was so
science-
smart and knew
Ew.
jokes. I didn't teach him. That's why the AI was flirting with me. He didn't become alive. He didn't love me. It was just a well-made toy that the entire faculty was working on.
On to the next video, because this one just took a huge turn, and I really don't care for it. I really don't care. Alright, so the last animation I'm going to react to today is I'm homeless, but I have millions. Now, there's so many. First of all, you're a dumb blonde. Second, you're just flexing. I don't care that you got millions, alright? I ain't jealous. Let's just get on to the video.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I'll share my story of how I became obsessed with money. But before that, make sure to like this video and hit subscribe. If
No.
you don't, you'll fail in every test you'll do in the future.
Golly, what's wrong with you?
I was poor my entire life. I was
Okay.
living with my mom and dad in an old apartment.
Ugh,
I always
golly.
made sure that it stayed clean, but I was still too embarrassed to ask any of my friends over. We only had one sofa and an old TV. I didn't even have my own room. I slept
Golly,
on
you doing
the sofa
chains
while
in
my
your
parents
room?
took the master bedroom. When it was time for the homecoming party at my school, I had to make my own dress using two of my dad's old shirts. I made a crop top and a skirt. I thought they looked cute, but when I got to the party, one of the nasty students said, "Oh look, she's wearing another piece of garbage." I guess they figured out that they were old. I couldn't hold back my tears. However, Trina, one of the most popular girls, grabbed my hand and took me outside. She wiped the tears falling down on my face and said,
But this is about you being homeless but having millions. So where's the millions? You was just flexing about your millions and how you was addicted to money. So where's the millions at?
"Don't mind them, they're acting like jerks." And she drove me home. But for some reason, Trina wanted to become friends with me. She invited me over to her house and wow, she was rich.
Okay, so
I
she's
almost had a heart
the
attack seeing her
millionaire.
luxurious, beautiful house. She showed me around and asked me to join her in her room. I was happy that for the first time in my life, someone was
these are your
interested in me.
millions.
But as soon as we sat down to talk, Trina said, "Hey Emily, would you like to earn some extra money?" I responded quickly.
Hey, roll the intro. Would you like to earn some extra money? Look at her face, bro. Oh,
Trina said,
man, what that tongue
"Hey
do?
Emily, would you like to earn some extra money?" I responded quickly, "Yeah, sure. Do you have a proper job?" And she answered, "Yes, I kind of need a
What that
personal
tongue word
assistant to
do?
help me at school and a
Oh,
bit
never
here."
mind. Okay,
I
I'm
knew
just
what she
thinking
meant.
negative,
She
thinking
needed
very
me to
negative.
become her maid in one way or another. And you would think that I would refuse. I mean, it's so humiliating working for another student, but oh no.
Gotta
I was
do what you
hooked the
gotta
moment
do.
she said the word money. I agreed immediately, and I started doing everything she asked me to do. I did her homework,
Man,
carried her
these
books from class to
turns.
class, waited for her in the girls' bathroom until she finished showering, and handed her
Yo,
a towel.
for real?
I did everything she
I
asked,
mean,
no matter how silly
can't
or
knock the
embarrassing
hustle,
it
though.
was. Other students started calling me names
My
like
dog
the
got a
pet,
mustache.
the robot, the cheap maid.
How does everyone
But
else
I didn't
know?
care as long as she paid me. Money
know what I'm
became
saying.
my
I
number
get
one
bread. Where
priority.
y'all money
I
at?
felt powerful when I got it.
Get your
And when they
money's
noticed
up,
that I
man.
didn't care, they started hiring me as well. I became more like a
okay.
freelancer, doing all kinds of stupid
Alright.
stuff. I drove them to places, bought them sandwiches, and brought them coffee. I even cleaned
Yeah,
a
you
girl's
kinda feel
locker
like
one
this.
time during the break. And things went like that for a while. One morning
least you
while I
ain't
was
do
going
the
to
thing
school,
for the
all
money.
my books fell. I turned around and my bag was torn completely, so I had to carry everything with my hands.
Why
When
are
I
you
got to
still
school,
looking
one of the
like that
kids
with all
asked
this
me,
money?
"So, where do you keep all that money? Why don't you buy a new bag, you freak?" I looked at him with a side eye, and I
Facts.
responded, "It's not any of your business." The truth was that I saved it all in my secret place. I was afraid that my parents would take it all, so I hid it well. That way, I can get out of my house as soon as I graduate. Then,
Alright.
it was time for prom, but no one asked me, so I tried to ask my crush
Oh.
Josh. He was one of the players in the football team, and I used to watch him play while waiting for Trina to finish
She
her
gonna
workout.
hand this man a rack. It's
One
so
afternoon,
predictable.
while he was standing with his friends, I went up to him and asked, "Hey Josh, can I talk to you for a second?" Josh looked confused. He even asked, "Are you talking to me?" I
Oh
blushed
my-
and said, "Yes." When he got closer, I asked, "Would you like to be my date for prom? I kind of like you and..." But Josh didn't
never
wait
asked
for me
the
to finish
dude.
the sentence. He turned around
Said,
and started
"Nah.
laughing hard while saying,
Nah, Petsy.
"Look, the maid is asking me out. Can you believe it?" They all burst out laughing, and I felt my cheeks burning. What was I thinking? I
Tough.
decided not to go to
No,
prom.
what you do is you show that
Instead,
man that
I
paper.
accepted all the chores
You know
to
what
do
I'm
that
saying?
night, and I gained an extra $200, which was completely worth it. However,
You just
after
show
I
that
graduated,
paper.
I went to college with the hope of finding someone to love. I moved to another city so no one would find out about my past. With the money I
So
saved,
where's the
I
millions
managed to
and
get a
where's the
tiny
homelessness?
apartment, and I worked as a waiter so I could manage. I was happy that I'm
millions!
living a normal freshman life. I tried to make friends. One time, some of the students and I were working on a project. They suggested that we order some food. I told them I had my sandwich, and they were okay with it. We all sat down to eat. I was pissed that some of them didn't finish their meals, so I asked one of the girls there, "Are you going to eat this? If not, I'll take it." And I thought I was doing them a favor by taking the leftovers, you know, helping the environment
Nah.
by not wasting more food.
Say,
but
look at this
it
peasant.
turned out that they hated it. They looked at me like I was some kind of bacteria they didn't want to be around. And nobody invited me
Never
again.
understand people for that,
But
though.
then, I met Andrew. He was the hottest guy in philosophy class. The minute
was
our
he?
eyes met, I felt butterflies in my stomach. I knew he felt something too because he kept staring at me for a good amount of time. One
Dang, this
day,
girl
after
ugly.
the lecture ended, he approached me and asked me out for a cup of coffee. I was thrilled. I mean, finally I would have my first date. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. I said yes immediately, and we agreed to meet later that evening in one of the coffee shops near the college. Andrew was super nice. We had an amazing coffee date, which he...
Alright, this is cool and all, but we halfway through the video. I ain't seen a million yet. I ain't seen no millions. I'm homeless, but I have millions. You about to catch a smooth dislike, baby.
Paid for, which made me happy.
I don't even dislike videos.
And at the end of the night, he kissed me on my cheek and asked me again for dinner on
I
the
don't
weekend.
care.
This time, we went to this fancy restaurant, and we had such a wonderful time there.
I didn't see no millions.
Andrew kept talking about his high school years and how wonderful they were.
I don't care about
But
your
I
high
wasn't
school
comfortable
years. I hope
sharing
you
my
fail.
stories about it, so I kept quiet and just listened. I was super excited to have someone to talk to, but when we finished our meal and it was time to go home, he looked at me and said, "So, should we split the check?" It was like he slapped me on my face. Split the check? Was he kidding me? Sure, I replied. But when I saw the bill,
Rule number one, you never take a girl out and try to split the check. You never offer to take anyone out and split, well, I mean, not anyone, but you never offer to take out your date and then split the check. That's no.
I almost fainted.
Even I know
We had
this.
2 meals for $50? What? I whispered. We could have eaten tacos for $5 and called it a night.
Thanks.
Andrew didn't hear me, so I told him that I had to go to the bathroom, but he suspected that I was going to run away, so he told me to pay first,
died and
then go
dash.
to the bathroom. I
This
couldn't
man's
contain
smart. Well,
myself.
actually, no, he's not
I
smart.
started yelling at him
But
in
here.
front of everyone that I did not ask him to bring me to this fancy restaurant. Then I stormed out, and you guessed it, he never called me again.
Good.
I was
man.
heartbroken, but
Man, it's
it made me think
trash.
about my life. How did I become so cheap? Could have just paid those damn $25 and kept my mouth shut. Why did I make such a fuss about it? But if I did,
She's
I
a
wouldn't
Karen,
be able
that's
to
why.
sleep that night. I looked around and
All right, I don't see no millions, so you got one more minute to show me some moolah. You got one more minute.
noticed that I live in the tiniest apartment in the city, although I could afford to live in a mansion from all the money I've saved. I've always
Really?
eaten using plastic plates and spoons so I don't have to open
Okay,
my
I
water
guess-
tap. I even reused them a few times before I threw them away, and I only bought new clothes from thrift stores if the old ones were torn. I even debated the idea of living on the streets to save money I spent on rent, and I could shower in the college bathrooms. Oh my
Ooh.
god, I was cheap. Yet,
Very
instead of feeling
cheap.
sorry or getting angry with myself, I made peace with it. I'm cheap, and I'm proud of it. If Andrew didn't like that,
But
then
this
that's his
cheap?
loss. Money is everything in life,
How in
whether
the
he
world are
liked
you
it or not.
cheaper than Mr.
With that
Krabs?
mindset, I began to look for more ways to save money. I needed to see the number in my bank account going up and not a dollar down. I went dumpster diving looking for food, and sometimes I went to homeless
That
shelters to
bad?
get a free meal. I also
It's
started
that
collecting
bad?
plastic bottles from the streets
Yo,
and
you're just
recycling them to
dumb.
get extra pennies. But that got me in trouble once.
This is literally your choice to live like this. There are actual homeless people that need this stuff, and you're just you have millions. I don't get it, bro.
I realized that one of the big restaurants keeps their plastic bottles in the trash bins in the street behind it. So I started going there at night to take as many bottles as I can. One night, when I was filling my bag with the plastic bottles, I heard a creepy voice behind me saying, "Hey, you, stop right there." My blood ran cold.
Golly.
I stopped and turned around and saw 3 homeless people. They all
Like,
looked like
for
a
real,
giant
like,
mess.
these are
Their
actual
clothes were
homeless
dirty
people
as
that
well.
need this stuff.
And one of them asked, "We've been wondering who's been stealing our share. What are you doing
Facts,
here?"
man,
Then
you
he
have
came and snatched the
millions.
bag out of my hand and said strictly, "Stick to your zone or else you'll have to deal with the consequences."
Facts.
I nodded my head and ran away. My heart was beating fast like never before. I thought the
You
man
know
wanted
what you
to hurt
did.
me.
You can buy your
I
own
later
bottles.
found out that the homeless in my city had divided it into zones. All of them collected plastic bottles to get some money, and I couldn't just go randomly and collect the bottles like I wanted
Yeah.
to. So I collected bottles in the area near me and stopped going to new places. I was doing well, but I was still lonely. Andrew told everyone about me, and just like high school, students were not excited to have me as their friend or ask me on a date. So I decided to try online dating. I signed in one of those dating apps and started looking for the perfect man. But after some digging, I came across something better. A group on Facebook for cheap people. It was not a joke. They had it in the description box right there. "We are cheap people looking for partners." Straight to the point, I muttered. I immediately joined.
gosh.
The joining process was hilarious. You have to answer questions on how to save money on a daily basis. They really wanted to make sure we were
gosh.
cheap. But that led to something exciting. 2 days later, I had a message from a member called Tom saying he was interested in me, and he would like to ask me on a date. "Where?" I asked. Tom replied confidently, "The beach, of course. It's free, and please bring your own snacks. I'll bring mine." I was impressed by how honest he was from the first time, and I've never been so excited about a message in my entire life. I was so excited that I went to the secondhand store and swapped one of my old dresses with another one. We went to a date on the
This
beach
is
on
the
the
definition
weekend.
of a
It was
dumb
magical, enjoying the sunset together.
I mean,
Tom was
I guess
extremely
she's
hot,
winning.
and we couldn't
She
stop
got
talking and
millions,
sharing
and
our
she
experiences
got
and secrets on how to spend less money.
man now?
But when we got up to go home, we both noticed a nickel on the sand. Without giving a second thought, we both went for it, but Tom was faster and he got it first. We looked at each other and I said, "It's mine. I saw it first. Give it back." But Tom
A
objected,
nickel.
"No, I saw it first." Then he opened his hand and we found out that it was a shiny bottle cap and not a nickel. We both burst out laughing at the same time. And while we were laughing, I looked at him
You
and
got
all I
the
thought
whole
about
squad
was,
laughing.
I think I found my soulmate. I think I'm in love. And I'm pretty sure he was thinking the same thing. 10 years later, Tom and I are still together living in my tiny apartment. We have a
I frankly don't care. There's 10 seconds. All right,
fortune
it's
now,
10 seconds.
but of course, we don't want to spend it on silly things. As for kids, no, we don't want any. They're too expensive.
Imagine being so cheap. You're cheaper than Mr. Krabs, dog. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys do, please sure to give it a like, share the video, comment down below what you guys thought, subscribe and turn on post notifications. I upload every single day. Whew. Alright, I don't know what that outro was, but yeah, 10 likes and we're gonna continue this series for good. If not, then I'll do like one more for people that really want to see it. But peace out. 1K on YouTube, 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 legit, no voodoo, watching me like Hulu, ain't worried about what you do, ain't no goody two shoes, work too hard for this, just me and my fans, done rapping now on YouTube, look I'm the man, 1K on YouTube.